this roof party, I think we found the magic potion and we started drinking it together.
literally. We both saw the inner drive in each other to really do something in this industry.
Yeah. Networking and connections, I think they're most important. And it's not just, getting the work done or finalizing an app or hitting a milestone. It's like what you bring, to the table a little bit more.
The industry is full of people who have been around a long time, but I think there's two newer people into the industry. There is this kind of real join in passion to really disrupt and do something different to the norm. I think we make a good team, my friend. So hello everybody, welcome back to another podcast with the 5V Video and 5V Media crew. Today we have a special guest in Bristol, a close friend of mine, Milan. Hey bro, great to see you. Thank you for coming to the city and being a guest. I guess first of all, introduction. So my name's Josh, I'm the head of 5V Video. 5V Video is a staff augmentation business focused in the OTT area, with a, specific aim within kind of front-end application development across devices. If I throw over to you, Milan, for a bit of an introduction on you and the business.
Absolutely, Josh. Thank you for inviting me. I already feel at home. So, my name is Milan. I am the owner of a company called Shindiri Studio, a company specialized in tech media industry and developing different applications in the front-end department. I can say also that we are good friends and honestly love the partnership that we brought up and love the conversation that we have today.
Likewise, and looking forward to getting into it. So we have to start with the beginning.
Yeah.
Because the beginning is a good story, right?
Lovely.
IBC, I guess 2022 originally it began, where we first met up with each other on the show floor. That was the first time we ever saw each other.
Yeah.
We spoke a bit about front-end frameworks, Lightning in particular, and then maybe I'll throw over to you to our second meet at 23 at the rooftop party.
Yeah. I mean, it was an interesting actually encounter that we had because we haven't really known each other. We connected over LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. It was like a, love on first sight. But yeah, we connected over LinkedIn and because this was my first IBC ever. Yeah. 2022. I didn't really know a lot of people, so I clung to the ones that I already made some connections with in the industry. And basically, we made up. It was just a stroll through the hall. I mean, you had a beer in hand. I had a beer in hand. It was like connection. But yeah, we will come later to that. And we started just talking in the hall. And I think over 15 minutes, we shared so many information between each other. It was like we known each other for quite some time. We mentioned Lightning. You mentioned Lightning, of course, to me. And it clicked. I think it clicked. It drove me into a direction where I never know that we will go. So basically, it was an interesting encounter. And, since then, we'll see where it leads.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So that was 22, and then I was under IVC 2023. Yeah. We obviously met up. I didn't think we both knew each other would be there. It was at the Unified Streaming rooftop party.
No, I came before you, actually.
Yeah.
And we already got into some problems there in the party because we were not allowed to drink any more champagne.
That's as far as be with you.
I mean, yeah. But still, to get to the serious part, I mean, we didn't really know that we were going to be there. And I think the magic happened there, It did on the rooftop. So that was actually the start because until that point, I think you didn't really understand what we can do
together.
You knew your part, I knew my part, but we didn't actually know how to put everything together. And on this roof party, I think we found the magic potion and we started drinking it together.
literally. It was awesome. I can remember your and Nemanja's face when we saw
Nemanja, man, I didn't really. I'm sorry for not mentioning him from the first. I mean, I'm not the sole owner of Shindiri. Nemanja is my partner, and of course that
plays a big role.
He is the magic ingredient. Yeah, all of
secret
this.
Sauce.
He's the glue, putting everything together. But me, you, and Nemanja, us three were like.
It was a funny night, right?
It was a fun night.
I think it was where the magic happened, but I think probably where we both saw the inner drive in each other to really do something in this industry. Yeah. I thought we shared the same passion, the same drive, and really wanted to, disrupt the norm, right?
Well, if I would get this as a starting point for our conversation, actually, because I do have the feeling that a lot of this podcast and a lot of these conversations miss something very important in any industry, but especially in our industry, because networking and connections, which are really based on a human level, I think they're most important. And it's not just, getting the work done or finalizing an app or hitting a milestone. It's like what you bring, to the table a little bit more. And this connection, but we, somehow achieved over, 3,000-4,000 miles away from each other. It's the proof that it's that the values in five value is like
it's there,
this connection.
And
if we talk about it, I mean, definitely this was the secret ingredient in this magic potion.
I think a lot of our industry is Teams meetings, calls, etc.
Sure.
Just the extension of what you can do relationship wise when you meet somebody in person is 10x, is 20x, right? I feel. So we've had those opportunities together, and I thought it was awesome. What was your first impression of me when you met me?
First impression? Whoa, bro, you were too fast. You like your mouth, your brain, and your gimmicks were like everything was doing its own thing. So I loved it. About you, because I felt like, okay, there is a person which is very similar to me, like in thinking, and because thinking on your feet is something that you need to do if you're in this business. And I felt like this was one of the key things which I liked about you, just from a human perspective. No, I'm joking. But yeah, knowledgeable as well, from, you're also young as me. I would say I'm still young. You are younger, but still, being in the industry, there is a lot of people who are already 20, 25, 30 years in the industry. So when you look at them, and then us, who are the, let's say, new generation, then it's hard to find somebody who is really into it as much as I think for me that I'm into the industry. So basically, this was, I think, second ingredient inside our magic potion. I will come to it a lot because there is a lot of ingredients that needs to be mixed. But yeah, this was my first impression. So knowledgeability, likability, and this like fast approach, like tick. This is something that me and the manager like to do. So I think when I talk about me, just to be sure that this is an impression that both of us had. But as I'm here alone, I will talk a lot in the first person. So yeah, those three things. And knowledgeability brought us to lightning. Likability brought us together as humans, and your fastness, I think it was how we made business together very good, very fast. So I would say those three things.
Very nice words. I'd agree. I think the biggest thing for me was kind of the joining of passion for what we want to do. I agree with you. The industry is full of people who have been around a long time, but I think it's two newer people into the industry. There is this kind of real join in passion to really disrupt and do something different to the norm, right? And it's been a great relationship since that, and obviously we'll get into that as the kind of conversations go on. I think the key in our relationship is that there's a real trust behind it in terms of doing right by each other. I think we're each other's biggest fans as well, which is super, super important. And probably the main thing for me, I thought, with that unified streaming partner in Milan was how do people not know who you guys are, right? Which is what today for me is about, because the things you're doing, the space you're operating in, and kind of the way that you guys operate is just top level. And I look forward to kind of digging into that a bit deeper as the conversation goes on, right?
It's a hustle. It's right. You need, especially when we talk about companies that are already on the market for quite some time. I mean, there are some very interesting things about us, about me, about our company, about everybody in our company. As the story will follow, I will tell about a couple of these very important things that we can mention. Maybe why it didn't happen immediately, but sometimes you need to wait for a moment. So that's what I think is happening right now. So we were, building our competence very, brick by brick. There is an interesting story that I was one of the first people actually that developed a smart TV app in Eastern Europe and this part of Europe. I'm not sure, if somebody else was done it before me or were done before me, but as per my knowledge.
Yeah.
And 2010 to 2011, Samsung came up to our company, to our university where I was studying in my hometown in Niš, and it opened up, let's say, a laboratory. You know, before the TVs actually came out on the market, they hired us as students to actually fill out the stores for different ideas that we had. So I got picked to be one of the 10 people in this team. So actually, I built around 30-something apps in 1.5 years. So this is how my love started actually for the industry. I didn't really know what streaming was at the time, but I knew that smart TVs are the next big thing. So this is how the actual, idea started of us being actually into this part. And later on, 2013, I got the first big project, and later on, it just unfolded into the area. It's hard to be a Serbian-based company to actually, kind of push yourself towards Europe and everything before. Now, I think it's, from a geopolitical point of view, it doesn't really, you don't really have those constraints anymore that were present maybe 10, 15 years ago. The industry evolved, people evolved, so it's a bit different approach. But I think this is where our cooperation, kicks in, and what we as two entities are accomplishing together is actually that you as a company have a presence here, and we are, I like to say that you're the brain and we are the muscle.
Yeah,
so
that's a good way to describe
the idea that we could kind of paint the picture a little bit metaphorically to the viewers. So, and if we come back to your question about the company, I mean, we are now around 50 plus people with 3 offices in our city, working with some very big clients. I can come up to them later on, mentioning them. And we built some very great relationships with people that are longer in this industry than we are, or maybe they started in the same time, but they had some bigger success. What the point is actually that we come back to the networking part and the people. That's the thing, the ingredient that we talk about, that people kind of felt about us, that we felt together, and this continued actually throughout the years.
Good on you.
Yeah,
I think you've had a great story so far, and it'd be good to dive into a bit more about the business.
Yep.
So Shindiri Studio, tell us, what did you guys do? Of course, I know what you guise do, right? But tell us what you do. Tell us your capabilities, strengths.
So Shindiri Studio is actually completely focused right now into building front-end apps for not just smart TVs and using Lightning. Lightning was actually one of our key technologies that we kind of focused on for the last 3-4 years. But before that, and in the meantime or in parallel, let's say, we are doing a lot of different things. We have one of the biggest broadcasters in Eastern Europe as our client. Right now, we are building their complete, palette of applications on smart TVs, and actually, one of the parts of it is web as well. We are having Roku teams. We have Roku teams. We have people who are working on different SDBs like tvOS, Fire TV, Android TV. So basically, all the platforms. I like to say everywhere where you can stream something, we can do an app for. So that's about it. Right now, we are publishing our first automotive app for Video TV for our client from Switzerland. So basically, our idea of how we work and operate isn't actually as classic outsourcing as people say. I don't like to use this word, because we bring more value to the table than just, having people inside teams, where people are not just bringing knowledge to the table like coding, but more on some team level roles or team management roles. DJ is currently having this position. So, it's more about that. It's more like team augmentation.
Exactly the word
that I am kind of trying to put out there, not just, having different people putting together, but it's more like a team. And the team has behind it the whole experience of this 15 years that we talked about in different areas, not just in the area that those particular people are working on. Testing devices in our own lab, relationships that we have with Vida, with Philips, with Titan OS as well, that help us, push the apps a bit longer. We recently became an official Comcast developer. So 4 weeks ago, I think we got the go ahead. So we are in the program actually of Comcast to be an official developer. There is, I don't know, there is a lot of things that happen in the last 15 years. What I'm telling you about is more maybe the last 5, before Corona and after Corona. So
what's your biggest strength area?
Well, biggest strength area is front-end development, I would say. Within that, I would say smart TV development per se, STBs. So I would say that this is our biggest strength. Alongside that is Roku. Roku development, we have a great team, great knowledgeable team. And I would say the additional 10% that we give as a company, because I want us to be a little bit different than everybody else. Not just talk about numbers and timings and whatever, because we love and breathe this industry. So it's different when you are working in an industry where you love and you enjoy building something and you are passionate about it. It's easier for me to give those 10% than if I work in some areas that it's just plain development and I just need to finish a job. So that's different. So I would say the biggest strength that we have is passion, it's involvement, and it's a idea to be a part of something bigger, so not contribute. So that's why I really urge everybody who is in the industry to contribute as much as they want, because as much as they can, because contribution leads to leads, prospects and things like that. Yeah.
So with our partnership, 5V Video, Shindiri Studio, what's the aim? What's the offering for you? What's the type of clients you think should be interested in what we've got to do together?
So honestly, I think based on this last couple of years that we worked together, I would say that ideal clients for us are bigger teams of innovation companies that are inside the tech media industry, who have their own teams. They need to scale fast. They don't have time to open up a school for Lightning developers or any other developers in the industry for any platform. I would say it's much easier for those type of companies to come up to us, ask us directly, hey guys, we need this and that, and we have already ready people. We don't waste time. That's why we as a company, as we are the muscle, as we say, we are investing a lot of money and time into building those competencies, because you cannot find ready-made people on the market that are having 3 or 4 years experience in Roku or in smart TV or in any other industry. So I would say that this is something that it's a key element that people need to consider when they are thinking about a collaboration between 5V and Shindiri. What we can do. Your part is legal, it's safety, it's providing all of this one-to-one business part. We can be the stretched out arm that works together with you. So this is, I think, one of the key strengths. Companies in tech media, broadcasters, telecoms, I would say innovators, so companies that do also development, but it's just an idea of go to market. It's a waiting time to be ready for the development.
I think as well as that's flexibility. So that's also, in terms of what you guys can do is one, but I think also where 5V Video can come into it, right? So there's loads of different models that people will work off in industry. Do I want someone to take over the full kind of SOW, right? Shindiri can do that. Do we want team augmentation? Great, Shindiri can do that. One thing I'm seeing more now is we've had a culture of kind of offshoring that is starting to turn into nearshoring recently, right? So what it gives you is the flexibility to have a team augmented with your crew in Serbia, right? But then also 5V Video to say provide a project manager, a tech lead on location.
Absolutely.
Right? So you get the best of both worlds of on location there, supporting running the project, attached to a team which is in Serbia delivering the solution, right? So you don't have to have one or the other, you can have both. And I think it's the kind of pure flexibility for us.
I would say that's something that nobody's offering. This kind of cooperation that you can have both from both worlds. in one place, I would say that's our biggest strength.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So to, I guess, end this section, what would you say is the big difference between our offering and, say, going with a vendor, a consultancy, an offshoring company?
Well, I would say, well, let's go back to the beginning of our conversation. To get back to the human approach, human level of connections. You can work with anybody. There is no stopping you of having a team in India or having a team in Pakistan. It doesn't really matter where the people are from. Not to sound racist or anything. Everybody has the know-how. But I'm talking about European companies who have this kind of problem. I mean, we encounter it, and there is a real problem out there on the market. So if we talk about the human level, human approach, human attachment, let's talk about just this, like a relationship that can be built between two entities. I think this would be the key element that sometimes companies do not really take into consideration. That you need to also like the people that you're working with, because likability will create a better working environment. People will be easier to talk to. People will be more motivated to work, inside an industry. Again, there is this knowledgeability. Together 5V and Shindiri have I would say a great or a vast understanding on what the market is and what we can offer together. So basically, when you put everything in one pot, you will see, and you shake it a little bit, you will see that not a lot of stuff will fall down through it. A lot of stuff will remain on the surface. And I would say also one thing which I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but we are no bullshit oriented. So we are just really, really focused on being honest and being transparent and being there, being in the moment, trying to work together with those people, with the companies, with the clients, trying to build a long-lasting relationship. Because what we learned throughout the experience so far is that when we find somebody or somebody finds us, let's say, it's different in a way. It's not that easy to actually change those persons. It's like you find a good barber and you go to this barber for 10 years, he shaves you good, he gives you a good haircut. But if you need to change him, you have a little bit of, fright, like how is it going to be with the different guy? Is it going to, do my beard exactly, or is my hair going to look the same? I'm paraphrasing, but you understand the gist, So that's the idea of building a relationship with somebody, staying there, being through thick and thin, going through some good stuff and through some bad stuff, but learning through the process and growing through the process. That's the main idea that I think it's different. And that's the human approach.
Definitely. I think it's how much we care about the work we do as well, right? If a client chooses to work with us, we wake up thinking about that client, right? Oh, I know you do.
I mean, I'm sweating already.
No, good. So Shindiri probably have over 10% of the Lightning developers available in Europe. Right? Just
10, 15, I would say. Maybe
between 10 and 15.
Maybe even more, I would say.
I'd say somewhere between 10 and 15%, right? Which is incredible.
It is.
Right? In that type of market. What I'd also say about Shindiri, which is probably about 50% cheaper than the average Lightning developer as well.
I mean, that's something which is reflecting on some of the strengths that we have. I mean, the market is evolving as well. I mean, maybe I'm going to do a selling point right now. It's the time to do this, because maybe in the future we will not be able to be.
You're right.
This competitive, because, the market is evolving. People are getting, knowledgeable. The prices are always fluctuation. Fluctuation is big in the industry. So, but yeah, the key point is there. I mean, that's also one of the things where we are, where the strength
value for money is
value for money. I mean, that's also very present in our cooperation.
Definitely.
As well. So when we talk about Lightning as well, I mean, it's as we talked, at the beginning, it is one of the key strengths. But I would not keep only on that. People need to understand that of course, we found a niche and we are pushing it towards it. And of course there is, now Lightning 2, Lightning 3, we will come to it a bit in a jiff to talk about it. But essentially what I talked before about all the other things that are present in the company, really,
Can be done across
yeah, sure.
everything. I think Roku's another big one. React Native, Roku, and Lightning are probably the three for me on industry right now, and where three of your strengths lie. I think the value for money with the experience you have, with the support that you have on hand in these offices, with yourself who's been involved in this for a very long time, I just think it's uncomparable.
It is
from a value for money perspective.
It is
across them areas, right?
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about any more case studies for me?
I would talk about one case study that we recently won since the beginning of the year. I talk about the one of the biggest broadcasters in Eastern Europe, so United Cloud. It's also one of our biggest clients, and we have around 20-something people working right now for them. You present this to somebody who is a prospect or somebody who is thinking maybe going to that direction. They need to take into consideration that somebody this big really trusted us to take over some of the major platforms that they have with working directly with us, so they don't have anybody internal anymore in this part. So they completely turned over this work to Shindiri, to me as a team lead for those projects. So to get this out on the market, you will see in the next couple of months what we are building and how this will come out, and the market will be a bit shaken, I think.
I look forward to it.
So I can talk about it maybe more, but yeah, I will leave to it now. Just for a cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. It's like you've almost been on a podcast before.
Yeah, never. No, honestly, this is my first time. No, I'm joking. Yeah. I've already been.
Lightning technology, Lightning, right? Let's dive into that maybe a little bit, because again, I think Shindiri operates in a bit of a sweet spot at the moment when it comes to Lightning. I think you're really able to solve a lot of people's issues, and that's around L3.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got a lot of projects in L2. When we look at the L3 resource pool, it's non-existent at the moment, really, within the market, right? Unless you've worked for Sky for a bit of time, and even then you might not have. So, L3 is something I know you've pushed on big within the business, big within training.
Yeah.
Let's talk to us a bit about that.
So, it's an interesting topic actually, because different approaches on what will happen and in which direction this will go actually. But what my 2 cents are on this topic is the following. So we need to be prepared for what is going to come. A lot of the platforms that we have built independently or together with you, because we have a vast amount of plans, and in the last couple of years I pushed Lightning in actually every part of any project that I can. So it's that version 2, it's gonna be around for the next couple of years, but then it will start to get deprecated. So that there needs to be a way of us to being prepared for that. So version 3 is gonna be completely different than version 2 from a tech point of view. So there is no backwards compatibility with those kind of apps. So those apps will become deprecated at some point. So you will need to prepare the teams, the knowledge transfer of knowledge to people that need to do the work, to the clients to understand what will going to happen with their apps. So there is a lot of things that we need to take into consideration. So what I started doing together with the people from our company, together with Nemanja and thinking which direction we need to go, is actually start leveraging level 3 Lightning 3, but level 3 it can be the same. So Lightning version 3 to all of our projects that we're gonna start from Q3 and above. So one of our newest clients is FOMO TV. I got the approval to actually mention them, and Guy, hello. He will be happy to hear that, and Amir. So they will be the first client of ours that we're gonna start using Lightning 3 on their platform. We're gonna build a complete fast platform on cross compatibility way. The first step is going to be for Visio TV. So nice. For example, this is also one of the niches that we have. Yep. So Visio is an important part of the smart TVs, but not a lot of people are working in that part. So we will start leveraging version 3, let's say, and continue building this competence moving forward. The idea is to be ready when the timing comes, because I would say that something which is awaiting and something that will happen is that a lot of those apps that we developed in version 2, we're gonna need to port them to
That's
version
exactly
3.
what I'm thinking.
And that's it. You know,
Who's going to do that?
Truth. And who's gonna do that? That's the idea. So what my experience so far, brought to me is that every time I had an idea, 2022, that's how we started a conversation. We started talking about lightning. 2023 September, so we started actually using lightning, and at that point we just built some POCs, blah, blah, blah. 2012, 2024, it started to be commercial for us.
Yeah.
So every time I have an idea, around 2 years, it needs to pass in order to get this idea, to a market or to actually come, to exist. So basically, if I start now and we start now, we have 2 years. So that's the idea behind it.
So what are you doing internally to be ready for L3?
So internally to be ready, actually, first things first is actually have a project directly. We already did a lot of POCs, did a lot of training.
Need that commercial.
We hired a couple of people, maybe not mentioning them because of, why give you free marketing? No, I'm joking. We are in discussions about, having a few people that can do the training for us.
Yeah.
As well, additional training that we have done ourselves. And those two things especially. And then we have our own internal academy inside Shindiri. It's a lightning academy, internal lightning academy, because we already gathered a lot of experience in it. So basically, why not, expand this a little bit more? So it just started, actually. I mean, I don't know when the podcast will be launched, but that's in the middle of July right now. We started this. While I'm here in England, people at Shindiri are preparing everything for the new batch of people that we're going to learn. So that's the other thing, you need to have new blood in order to get this.
You're really taking them ground up on lightning, right? You're really you're coming in, fresh, I guess, into the commercial world, and you're going, you're straight away.
Definitely.
Training them on
Definitely, we're preparing for it.
So you've got this kind of culture within the business around this kind of technology, right? Which is why I think you guys really, really stand out. It's all what some of your developers know, right? It's lightning, right? It's a big focus.
I mean, absolutely. And one of the key things before we mentioned talking about strengths, and it's important to say now, when we talk about lightning, we have team leads, tech leads in the company who have their own people, below them, people who are responsible for projects in the project management. Even though even the people are outstaffed or outsourced, there are people in the company who takes care of it. So they're on weekly meetings with them or bi-weekly meetings with them to understand what is going on in the projects. If they're alone or they're working in pair or whatever, they don't have somebody from the company who is on the management level. We help them in that part. So what is important is the knowledge is shared across the company from all the different projects that are out there. So this knowledge remains there. That's one of the things that I like to do, because the knowledge that we gather, it's not something that you can pick, from this wall or from everywhere. You need to learn it, and you learn it by doing it. That's it. So just doing it.
And I guess to wrap up on lightning, we've spoken a lot good, right? But we have to be fair and maybe talk about the bad as well when it comes to lightning,
I mean, older TVs are not really fond of lightning. So there is always this issue that we have, with older TVs. Optimization is hard to do. Not many people actually, when we see this from a perspective of manufacturers of the devices itself, I do see why every year we have a new, let's say, line of TVs. But from a consumer, when did you buy your last TV?
My main TV was 2021.
Mine as well, 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
So there is not this big of a turnover that you are doing in your household, because there is always the first or primary TV and the secondary TV or the tertiary, or the third TV in your household, whatever. So maybe we are not the best one to judge. I'm talking about a person here, but if, as a company, we have 30-something, 40 TVs. So you don't, switch them so often. So when we talk about bad things for lightning, I would say optimization for all the TVs. It's one of the first things that pops in my mind. There is difference between version 2 and version 3. I can go into details a lot, what was bad in 2, what is bad in 3, and what is good in both of them. But I would say that the feedback that I've gotten from the developers is that even though the technology is built to help them actually create the smart TV apps faster, the learning or the learning curve to actually get the tech or the code understood is sometimes an obstacle for them, because the documentation was not really up to date at the beginning. Now it's a different story, but it's still something to consider. Some bugs, of course, different things that we also contributed for that was actually hard to do. So because while you work, you encounter on numerous things that somebody didn't think of. So basically, I would say those kinds of things.
Outside of Lightning, I guess to stop on Lightning for a second and look elsewhere, right? What are the other key frameworks you're seeing evolving, you're liking to use, you're seeing real kind of future and potential within?
So, we had this conversation a while ago. I would just begin this conversation about why we actually picked Lightning, because before that we used React. Before React, we had different, technologies that we tried, but React stuck to us, Vanilla.js and things like that. So with every tech that we kind of started doing, we will build our own framework, so our own boiler template, our own auto complete features that are helping us build the apps faster, on how to push them automatically to TVs and things like that. So building a boiler template in-house is something that was always one of the key things that we wanted to do. So with Lightning, we managed to do that pretty quickly. Recently, we started building competence in React Native. And React Native in OTT is possibly going to be one of the... before I traveled to England, I used the whiteboard in our conference room to actually, paint a picture on what I'm thinking that's going to be the next best thing, in which direction Shindiri should go. So I will ask somebody to get a picture of it and send this to you. So you will see what I'm talking right now. It's not bullshit again. It's something that I really was thinking about. So React Native OTT is some of the key things that I see in clients, in let's say people who are involved into the tech. And also I think Amazon is pushing this into a direction with the new operating system that will be switching, the Fire OS that it's Android based. So I think all of this is going to push people into a direction where this tech is already loved. It was a bit pushed on the side sometimes because you had Flutter, you had React Native, you had all these hybrid kind of technologies out there. But right now, I think that React Native is somehow pushed up front, so that this could be, also something that we will definitely move into this direction.
Good competency in React Native as well, right?
But yeah, I would say those kind of frameworks are something to be considered.
Are we or some companies dreaming where we think we can just slash all the teams and just have one React Native team and we'll be good to go?
I mean, it is not reality. I mean, if you try to find somebody who is already working 4 years building React Native applications for smart TVs, not going to happen, because it's not the market. The market just started doing it. And when you look at LinkedIn, when you look at people who are kind of, those kind of evangelists on the IT scene that are, publishing all of the posts and things like that, you can count them on your 10 fingers. So if those people are propagating something or telling us that we need to go into that or this direction, you will notice that, that there is not a lot of people on the market out there. And we are going back to the transparency and being honest. I would never tell you a lie that we have 10 people ready and React Native OTT if we don't have them. I would better tell you, okay, we have 2, but we can make 6 in 2 months.
Yeah.
It's probably a better approach.
I agree. Yeah. And the differences between for mobile and TV, you know,
Of course,
it just feels like
different. Yeah.
it's just, it feels like a bit of a dream maybe some companies have from a cost saving perspective, but I'm not quite sure it's reality yet.
Yeah.
VR and AR, right? I've got a Meta Quest 3.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it might shake up the OTT industry. I don't feel like we're anywhere near it yet, right? Some of the apps are really bad on it.
It is. They are
awful.
Yeah.
But what role do you see maybe that playing? VR, AR?
Well, you know, in the past we have done some VR apps. I mean, it's not really part of what we are doing, you know, in the last couple of years. But you know, we had a good run for 2-3 years in the VR department. We did some projects for some great clients like Ferrari, Lacoste, Doritos, Aramco Oil, Bayer, and etc. for the GCC region mostly. So we had one request from one client actually a while ago, and it was an interesting one, to test the 5G network on 2 different Quest devices, with one people sitting in New York and the people sitting here in London, actually watching the same NBA game from court side, you know, just being there and seeing the latency happens, and actually having an avatar inside that you can high five with, you can talk with, and blah, blah, blah. So this was one of the POCs that we have done inside the streaming industry and connecting to VR. But the possibilities and, well, you know, in VR, especially now with having a combination with AI and being able to build a live conversation with not being present actually, and watching something in the meantime, like, you know, we have all those tools that you can let you watch Netflix together and things like that. It's very interesting to see in which direction this will follow. And this is VR. I mean, we talk not just about classic immersive virtual reality. There are now Apple Vision. There is the Meta glasses. There is a lot of things that provides you being present in the moment and also being a part of a virtual world around you. So it offers, I don't know, a palette of different options that you know, possibly we're going to explore in the future.
Definitely. I think the possibilities are endless on it.
Yeah.
I guess to look forward, right? Future.
Sure.
Partnership.
Yeah.
IBC around the corner.
Sure.
You know, what's next for us?
Well, we go back to where it started in September. So IBC is around the corner. It's already, I don't know, maybe a month and a half. So we'll go there. We will definitely have some meetings together. We'll definitely approach some of the clients together. You will. I think you will see more of us on social media as well. We will try to get together and be a bit more present. Yeah. So I do think that this story needs to get to people to understand how we did what we did, and what was the, you know, ingredients for our magic potion. And honestly, you know, I think in the future we will have even more success than we have so far.
I agree. I think, you know, the agility, the flexibility, the cost saving perspective, the knowledge that you have access to. I think we make a good team, my friend.
We do.
So looking forward to tonight. Obviously, this will come out later, but you're making your debut tonight at the media.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about all of this and more.
All of this and more.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I think from my side, that was probably it. So yeah, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you very much for coming to Ireland, Bristol. Yep. It's great to see you, my friend.
Thank you, bro.